Hi, this is Grandma Laurie. Today's story is The Rooftop Garden. Kendrick and his grandma lived in a large city. Kendrick loved his city. There was always something to see out his window. What Kendrick missed, though, was green. It seemed he was surrounded by nothing but concrete. He'd been reading about kids living in places where they ran through the grass or played in the ocean's water. Kendrick's ocean was the endless rooftops he saw out his window. One day after dinner, Grandma said, "I have a surprise for you, sweetie." She held out her closed hands. "What is it?" Kendrick asked. Grandma turned her hand over and opened it. In her palm were seeds. "Seeds?" Kendrick asked. "What am I going to do with these? We don't have a garden." "Use your imagination," Grandma said, smiling. Kendrick took the seeds. "Thank you, Grandma," he said. "I'm going to my roof to think." In his room, Kendrick looked over the city he loved so much. What was he going to do with those seeds? As he sat in his window overlooking the city, Kendrick thought about the seeds. How was he going to plant seeds when there wasn't any land around? Kendrick awoke the next morning, having fallen asleep on his perch in the window. He wiped the sleep from his eyes and stretched. As he opened his eyes from his stretch, he saw something that gave him an idea. It was a rooftop down below. He had looked at it forever, but this time it gave him an idea. "Grandma," Kendrick said while he was eating breakfast, "I have an idea about planting those seeds." Grandma smiled. "I knew you would. What are you going to do?" "It's a surprise," Kendrick grinned. After breakfast, Kendrick grabbed his cycling gloves and headed to the rooftop below. It was a total mess. There were boxes, bags, cans, and trash everywhere. No one lived in that apartment, so no one had cleaned it in a while. Kendrick started cleaning up. He found a trash can and dragged it after him as he filled it with debris from the rooftop. After a few hours, Kendrick was tired. He had filled the trash can at least 10 times, always emptying it into a big green trash bag he carried down to where everyone in the building put their trash. Each time he came back to the apartment, Grandma would ask, "Are you done yet?" as she handed him a water bottle and a snack. "Not yet," was Kendrick's reply. It seemed like an endless task. It took Kendrick 3 days and 1,000,000 trash bags to finish the cleanup. Along the way, he saved all the empty cans he found. He had an idea. Kendrick asked Grandma to get him some soil. "Can I see what you're doing?" asked Grandma. "Nope, it's a secret," Kendrick would reply each time she asked. Of course, Grandma knew exactly what Kendrick was doing. She couldn't let him be up alone on that roof without knowing exactly where he was and what he was up to. Kendrick worked on his can garden every day. First, he lined up the empty cans after washing them out and put fresh soil in each. He had spent some time on the internet and found out how to plant seeds and what they needed. Kendrick loved watching the seeds turn into little green plants. He carefully watered them every day, except those days it rained. Every day he tended to his garden. He had big cans and small cans. He hoped that meant he was going to have big flowers and small flowers. Grandma brought him new seeds almost every day, which he planted right away. After what seemed like a lifetime, Kendrick found his plants had sprung flowers. They were big and yellow. There were always bees and butterflies all over them. There wasn't anywhere else for the bees and butterflies to go. Kendrick would spend his afternoons up on the rooftop among his flowers. He was in heaven. "Grandma," Kendrick said one day. "Yes, sweetie?" asked Grandma, who was resting in her chair. "I have a surprise for you." Kendrick pulled a large bouquet of flowers from behind his back. "Oh my," said Grandma. "They're lovely. Thank you for helping me learn what it's like to be among nature," Kendrick said, hugging Grandma. "I love you, Grandma." "I love you too, darling." This has been Grandma Laurie. I hope you enjoyed the story. Thanks for joining me. Good night.